Okay, today we're going to attempt to repair a pirate ship. It is one of Stern's bigger mechs. What other Stern big mechs can we think of? Like Batman 66, that's the super mech. What else? I can't think of any others. Like Magneto's pretty big. But this boat is huge. So I looked at the, okay, first of all, the symptoms is that these sails, they come up, they go down, they go backwards, they go forwards. The problem is when they go down, like all the way down, they're supposed to stay down, and then, but they're not, and then the ship can't sink properly, it can't go down. I'll just show you that. But basically the coil that's responsible for latching those down is extremely intermittent and basically just doesn't work. I think I've seen the ship actually in the sunken position twice, maybe. Okay, I don't know if you can, let's zoom in here. And actually what I'll do is make sure you can see the DMD. Come on there. What the hell is this? Very sensitive. Okay. I did briefly look at the manual, and it says in order to service the ship, you need to sink it. Right? The irony. Okay, diagnostics. Game. There it is. Sink test. Ship test. I'm going to pull the interlock switch. What? No? Oh, this interlock is fudgy. That may not work. What is going on? Okay, what we're going to do is just close the coin door and hit the start button, and let's see what happens. Well, what do you know? It actually worked. That's so rare. And there's the unveiling of the Kraken, which is very cool when the ship actually sinks. Yeah, of course it works right now, but you know what doesn't work and it annoys me? Is that number 262 switch right now should be closed. And it's not, but I know that switch works, so we're gonna have to look at that too. I think I know actually part of the reason. I noticed that one of the wires harnesses was getting kind of stuck in the way of things, so I think that is the issue. So now that we have our ship sunken, bear with me because I've never actually done this before. I just try and fumble and stumble my way through, sometimes even with success. So now, from what I understand, I just need to remove 6 bolts. Oh yeah, and disconnect a couple things. So let's get a closer look here. Probably 2 or 3 wire harnesses at least. Got this guy here. That is for this switch. This is the number 62 switch that wasn't registering. And this is the cable that might be the culprit. I don't know. I have pushed the switch up so that when the ship is down, it presses onto it, but that is not working. We'll have to look at that. But I did notice this. Do you see this? See this wire clip? For some reason, that is not connected to where it should be. And there's another wire clip right here that has no wire in it. So somebody has been doing something. Okay, so look, there's another, are these part of it? No? Yes? Okay, these two guys are. And just to be safe, we're going to label this guy as an X and label this guy as a dot. Always good to label connectors. Okay, take this guy out and this guy out and see what else we got. Is that it? I mean, if that's just 3 connectors. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. There's a hole right here, and there's some wires going up in there, and they are also for this ship. Okay. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. I usually don't really use much of any rhyme or reason. I just use like hieroglyphics or letters or shapes or whatever works for labeling connectors. Okay, hold on. I gotta do 2 things. One, take off my sweater because I'm already starting to work up a sweat and my microphone's falling and flopping all over the place. I'm gonna have to actually get a camera maybe one of these days instead of a Samsung S7 cellular telephone that has been semi-smashed. Okay, and the other thing is, who's texting me? Oh, Mitch. All right. Okay, so now disconnect these connectors. A line. And are there any other holes leading up to the ship? Yes, yes there is. Those are, there's a little opto board. I don't know if you can see it, but right here, there's a little mini opto board, and there's wires that run into here. But I don't know that that actually needs to be removed. So what we're gonna do, ouch. Let's just go for it. Where's my cordless drill is charging. I don't know if I'll have enough juice, but I'll go grab it. I forgot to charge it, so I have a feeling that I'm gonna be able to get out 2 screws. Oh, look at that. It is not 1/4 inch nut driver bit. It's the bigger size that I like never use. So now I have to try and find that. It's such a big mech that they use the, you know, the bigger, thicker, heavier screws, and unless I want to spend an hour looking for that bit, I may as well just hand bomb it. I don't really want to do that either, but I never use that bit. So where the, oh, I think I found it, yay, maybe. So that would be, what size is that? Is this it? Be it. Yay, it is it. Okay. All right, let's see if it even works though. Come on, screwdriver. Ooh. It's feeling juicy. Okay, we'll leave the top one on. The last bolt we'll remove will be the top one, so it doesn't fall on us. Okay, 6 bolts, eh? Oh wait, hold on. Do I see another connector? No, that should be okay. So, I wonder if somebody already had this ship out before. Because why are these connectors all wonky, huh? Why? Why are these clips unused? Okay, there's 3. Oh, there's the 5th one. So I'm expecting to find basically a bad wire on the solenoid that is responsible for latching the sails, or worn parts. Okay, here's where you need 2 hands. Okay, the biggest mech I've ever removed and rebuilt, well, Rudy is a pretty big one on Funhouse, and the other one was Circus Voltaire, the ringmaster, that was a huge mech. Oh, I see a connector I missed right here. But doing connectors one-handed is not fun. Is it even possible? Oh yeah, look at that. Didn't label it. Okay, oh, I got caught up on that little wire there. And voila, we have pirate ship. Cool, all right, let's go take this over to the bench. Okay, let's look at this for the first time together and see what we are up against. Okay. You don't want to set it down like this because you'll mash this switch. You can. So this is what it actually is supposed to look like in the sunken position. All right, well, here is, we're gonna have to get in there. So this is the latching coil. All right, so let's try and operate this manually. Okay, so maybe we can't because the motor. Okay. Because the motor, you cannot necessarily, or you may not want to try and turn it by hand. Some motors you can, I think. I have on some, but so this is interesting. Okay, what I'm going to do is find the wires for the latching coil and see if I can test continuity. But I can't really see shit all, so I think we must take stuff apart even further. So I believe the best way to do that is, all right, let me analyze this a little further and I will report right back. Okay, I discovered a couple things. 3 things, actually. 1, you can move the ship up and down. How did I do that? I gotta unlatch it now, right? Or that's just the sails. Okay, here. So, you can push the ship up and down. So that's one thing. Second thing is that, see in the middle there, that black part of the bracket there? That is what is responsible for pushing down this switch. You can see that this switch, it's not clicking, so that means it's depressed down to where it needs to be. That wasn't happening before because, as suspected, these wires, and even there you can see how they can easily get underneath that and in the way of this bracket. Actually, right there, the wires were literally preventing that from going all the way down. So that also stands to reason that these wires have been kind of pinched and mangled. So I have to try and determine if the wiring from the latch coil has any breaks in it. Okay, so let's raise this ship again. How did I do that? Why am I standing up? Have a seat. All right. It's definitely, how did I do that? Come on there, pirate ship. Okay. yeah, you're going down, but I want you to go back up. And what's stopping you? Is it? Where are you? Okay. So many moving parts on this darn thing. This is very not entertaining. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Hold on. Okay, so there's really no trick to it except just kind of knowing where. If you want to raise the whole ship out of the assembly, just put your thumb right here, push all the way up. Okay. Now the other thing I noticed is this. Okay, so here's the latch coil. If I let go of it, hold on, this ship is like this normally. And let's put the sails up. Okay, so what happens is that the latch releases, okay, and the sails flop down like that. Sails up, sails down. So what was I doing? I had it in that position, and sail slow. It's going down there. It's really gunkified in here, and I don't know if that is affecting it at all, but I'm definitely going to clean that up because it very well could be part of the problem. And I do see a tiniest bit of wear right there, maybe. I don't think it's bad, but for starters, I got to clean up this guy. He's just gunky. All right, and then the only problem with testing continuity is that you can't, there's no coil lugs on this little mini coil. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I may kind of have to cut back the insulation and cut into the wires and then run a continuity test to see if there's any breaks or pinches in this wire, or just cut it off entirely and start afresh. But that's kind of just shotgunning. I don't really want to shotgun. So let me clean up this guy here for starters. All right, you want to watch me clean? Isn't that exhilarating? So I just popped off this coil here. It was like so. The coil stop was like so. And the coil sleeve. It has seen better days. Oh yeah, okay, see how you can see the lugs on these? If I do access the latch coil, then I should be able to test those lugs all the way to the end of the connector. So that's good news. All right, so, man. Would be nice to kind of just take the whole thing apart and really clean it. What would I have to do? Just remove these two C-clips? Yeah, I think I want to do that. I'd feel much better about that. Okay, I need another tool for the job then. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, so do you see the C-clip here? Oh shit. Okay. C-clip here and C-clip here. If I remove those, I should be able to pull out the whole sails. That is what I am aiming for. The other thing I'm aiming for is to not lose my E-clip Actually, I have more if I do, but these things have a tendency to go flying. Okay, you know what? Not happy with that tool. I need something better. I just want a little bit bigger of an edge so I can pry better. This one is just doesn't get as much edge to it. So this way I should be able to pry the E-clip off better. Yes? No? Maybe? Come on. You can do it. Oh, you're not doing it. You are not doing it. Do it. There. Ow! I just stabbed myself with a screwdriver. Okay. Who texted this time? Kevin. Kevin, if you've seen the last video, he decided to buy Simpsons, and he thought he would just kind of get it up and running and play it. But knowing him, he just couldn't help himself. He's already spent $1,500 on parts. So he's going to be high-ending that machine. So that's awesome. He can't help himself, and I love it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That is probably the first time these sails have been out of the sea. Cool. Now, I'm going to really clean these guys up. And you don't need to watch that. I'm going to go do it over my sink. I'll be right back. I had a feeling you guys wanted to come over to the sink. Haha. Okay. Well, my strategy is, like, I could take off these other two clips and go even one step further, but I'm not gonna. Okay, what I'm gonna do though is use my super clean, and you want to be wearing gloves, or else this stuff will eat the friggin' fingerprints right off your fingy tips. So what I also want to do is probably not get it on the sail paint, or else I could lose it. And I'm already a little sketchy. So let's not lose my sail color. I mean, one sail is already looking darker than the other. I'm guessing that's just maybe fade on one over the other. You see that? The right one's darker. Maybe that one just was exposed to more sunlight in its life. Imagine the left one was also the same color at one point. I think I saw on Marco Specialties website that you can maybe buy these sails. I saw them listed there. I just can't remember if they were actually in stock or not. But these are in good shape. I don't see any wear or tear. Oh, can you even see what I'm doing? I don't know. Is this exhilarating? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna get a little bit of Q-tip action. See, look at that. Push the Q-tips through that hole once, and it's gunky as poop. Gunky as poop. I'd have pipe cleaners too that you can kind of like dredge through these holes back and forth. So it's another good strategy that I use from time to time. But yeah, these holes were definitely gunky, holy. Okay, so this should come out nice. Maybe one last spritz on the main pivot points. And then I gotta get all this crap off quick before I lose my sail colors. I can see a little bit on there already. But if I get it on the one sail, maybe I just end up matching the other sail. Sails, ship has been sailing the sea since 2006, so it's expected to have some wear and tear, right? Okay, let's get all this off. Working the cleansiness, working all the pivot points and joints. Blast it some hot water. And these guys are much happier now. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, back at this. I went to bed yesterday. Yeah, I do that from time to time, and back at it today. So let's, I tried to change the angle around, so maybe this will be better. I really don't know, but this way I can kind of see what the hell I'm doing in a way. See what I'm showing you anyway. Okay, so basically what I have done, not a whole lot since off camera, is just really cleaned up the posts here. What else did I do? Just kind of, yeah, I think that's about it. Just kind of gave everything a good cleaning in around here. I've got a new coil sleeve ready to go in. And, oh yeah, I cleaned the C-clips and the coil stop and the spring that were part of everything, right? So gave these guys a clean, so they should be good to go. And obviously the sails are now nice and dry and clean and free and clear and happy. So what I'm going to do now is remove the boat, because what I want to do is try and access that latch coil now and test for continuity. And this boat will come off, and it's kind of just in the way right now. I already have a couple screws removed, so I think it takes a total of 5 screws. And then this whole bad boy comes off. Then I feel like I'll just have a better accessibility. Maybe not. I mean, there's a giant bracket there, but here's the ship. Pretty cool, eh? All covered in seaweed and, or whatchamacallums. I forget. But it's covered in gunk from sailing the seas. Okay, so here's that latch coil. I would like to test continuity. So I gotta find out a nice way to set this down. You know, I should probably reattach that coil soon, so I'm not straining it. Okay, so I don't know how good of an angle you have here, but let's maybe try and, cannot zoom in. Oh, not on front cam, you can't zoom in. Okay, I need to get access to the lugs at the bottom of this coil. So let's see if I can remove a couple screws and get access, because I believe just 2 screws and I should be in business. Oh, really? It's not been unscrewed since 2006, so it gave me a little bit of a fight there. I believe there's one more screw here. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so there's 2 screws right here. on the top and on the bottom. Basically, it's just the coil stop, really, for the latch coil, like so. Oh, isn't that cute? A little baby coil stop. Just a little baby nub there. That I probably will just give a little bit of rubbing alcohol, clean this guy up a little bit. I doubt, yeah, there's a little bit of gunk coming off there. Q-tip's coming black, so I don't think it's anything, any cause for concern, but might as well clean it. Okay, here is the real test. Oh yeah, I was afraid of that. Those wires go like directly into the coil. There's no lugs. So I kind of just have to almost cut off those wires and the options are this. Try and nick the wire a bit so I can get a multimeter, test the continuity from this end to this end, and then I can determine for sure if it's a wiring issue. It probably is, because it works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. And considering it's been pinched in the housing many, many times, so I either have to try and just gain access so I can get my multimeter on there, or just cut the friggin' thing and rebuild an entire new connector with new wires and new shrink tubing. I don't have shrink tubing that long, but okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure out what strategy I want to take, and I'll let you know. Okay, here, oh, why don't I grab my mic? Here is what I ended up deciding to, how I decided to go about this. I thought I would remove the entire latch coil. In order to do that, I needed to clip the two zip ties that are right there, and took photos of how it is supposed to go back. So this coil goes here, then the wire goes kind of up over here, that goes through the zip ties, and it comes out through this hole in the bracket. So then what I did, just very finely nicked these wires. Is it going to focus on that? With a knife, I just cut through the insulation just enough so you could see the wire, and I can always, you know, cover that back up with heat shrink wrap, shrink tube, heat tube, whatever the hell you want to call it. So now what we're gonna do, here's the big test. I kind of really hope that I don't have continuity, and then I'll just make a new harness. That'd be the easiest thing. I'll just cut the wires right here and start from scratch. That is very doable. I mean, what else could it be, right? It has to be bad continuity. I guess the trick is you have to wiggle the wire and see if the continuity comes on and off. So I might need a third hand here. So we're gonna untangle this first. And no, here we go. Okay, so let's start with the black wire. Black. Oh, I might need 4 hands for this. Okay, you know what I'm going to do then? I will take an alligator clip on my red lead, and I'm going to clip it directly to the black wire. Okay, so then I don't need a third hand. Now, for the big test, black wire. You may not be able to hear the beep, but we kind of hope there is no beep. Ooh, shit, we have continuity. Let's wiggle the wire and see if it goes away. I don't know if you can hear it's beeping, but it is. Okay. So that's not necessarily good news, because it feels to me like that black wire. You can't really see this end. It doesn't really matter. All right, well, let's move this over to the red wire. I'm kind of hoping I don't have continuity, because then I see a problem I can solve. If I don't see a problem, then I can't solve it. Please don't work. Red continuity test commence. Shit! Why are you working? You bastard. What is going on here? What if the continuity is like further back at the coil? Okay, why don't I just take off this black tape, whatever the heck this is. It's got the coil number on it, but whatever. It is an 29-1400 with the part number on it, so I'll save that. What do I see? What do I see? Ooh, I don't know what's going on here, but so these wires are connected to the very, very fine coil windings, and then they're taped on. And just by removing the tape, I could have done bad things. But I do have access now to the wires at the very end. So like, if the break in the wire is from where the red wire is connected to the coil winding, that's a little more trickier to diagnose here. Okay, let's just do a straight up continuity test from the wires on the coil to the end of the connector and see what happens. Okay, this is connected to the red wire. Here's red wire. So we got continuity, and I'll wiggle it around, wiggle the wire around, look for a break in the insulation somewhere. Unfortunately, I don't see any break. Okay, well, let's try black. We got continuity. Well, ain't that a bum. Okay, so now what we're going to do then is we'll test the coil at the lugs, and this will tell us if the winding on the coil is going from one lug to the other as it should. So we'll put this on one end, one on one and one on the other. Now we're going to go to ohms. If we get a 0, then that means the windings don't go from one lug to the other. Oh shit, we got 15.6. That means it tests fine. 15.6 ohms, it's probably what it's supposed to be. That means I cannot find any break in anything. So that means that it might have not been a continuity issue ever, and that it might have just been gunky sale mechanism. So as far as I can tell, this tests perfectly fine. So I guess it could have just been dirty sales. Well, I guess I gotta basically put everything back together again and test it. That's really the only thing left, what I'm going to do is clean this track here that the sails ride in, and the boat, like the whole boat. I'm going to clean whatever else that's left to clean. Put this back together again. Now that I risked busting it, deal with this nicks in the wire. I think Marco does maybe have this available if I felt like I wanted to buy a new one. I don't feel the need just yet, but it could have just been dirty sails. Well, only one way to find out. Okay, well, I put this guy back together again. Basically cleaned every nook and cranny. That's about all I could do since that latch coil was testing fine, but here's how mechanics work. The latch coil enables. Latch coil enables. Hold on. So yes, so when this solenoid pulls in here, that's raising your sails. And then when this solenoid pulls in, lowers your sails. Raise your sails, lower your sails. My problem was that it wasn't lowering. So let's think about this. If this was really gunky and the latch coil would trigger like so, but this was being really like slow and gunky, like maybe the latch coil just fires like really rapidly. It probably just goes pa-ching. And if this was a little gunky, it may not have just got back in time. I mean, it does got some pretty good springage to it, so if it's a dirty mechanics thing, then we'll find out shortly. I really hope that's all it was, because best way to really test this is put it back in the machine. But do I put the boat all back on, all 6 screws? Or do I leave it off in case I have to remove it? I'm leaving it off. I'd rather remove these 6 screws and the 3 connectors. It's just easier that way, I think. All right, I'm gonna go stick this bad boy in. Well, I just installed the ship. Come over to the table to look for a screwdriver to see these. Yeah, the C-clips or E-clips. I forgot to put them on, so remove of ship happened again. So now I put the E-clips on and then put the ship back in. Okay, well, I got the boat reinstalled, connected the 3 connectors. I actually disconnected at least 1 connector unnecessarily. So there's only the 3 connectors. I am going to give this a try now. Now that one wire harness I have kind of just tucked away, but that for sure, that little tie there that was on that cable harness needs to be secured to the underside of the playfield. I see a hole where it looks like that probably was, and I just hope that that doesn't get caught, because I don't have it really secured right now, just kind of tucked out of the way. But yeah, well, there's only one way to find out. Let's see what happens here. Go into diagnostics, game, and the first one and only one under that setting is ship test. So close door, press the start button and see what happens. This says sync ship, so look at that, my 62 switch registered. Yes, that's good news. That means the wire's not in the way for one, and I have it adjusted properly for now. Okay, let's raise the ship. Okay, that's good. Well, I guess this is the big test right now. Hitting the start button right now is going to be the ultimate telltale indication of whether it works or not. What we need to see is the sails go down, stay down, and then the ship to go down. Here goes nothing. that really excites me. But I don't get too excited ever, because unless I see it working 50 times in a row, I don't get that excited. But that worked as it should. Number 62 switch is closed. This makes Michael very, very happy at the moment. 63 switch home switch is now closed as it should be. Oh, that is exciting. So, I'm really, really thrilled right now that this is working consistently. In this particular case, I really just needed to clean everything, but definitely never worked anything remotely like this before. I'm probably just going to sit here and do this for the next hour, because it's like music to my eyeballs. This is like one of the really cool toys in pinball, like especially like stern pinball. And this is one thing you want working properly. Like, the boat rocks back and forth, you destroy the sails, they go down, the whole ship sinks, the kraken behind it, it gets exposed, which is the big giant sea monster there, and then you gotta destroy him. Wonder, what? Why does that look weird? Does that look weird, or is that me? No, okay, just me. Beautiful. Okay, so you know what? We're going to do one more thing. Let's go into solenoid test. Diagnostics, coil test. And I think it was number 28 is the latch. Lower sails latch. This never worked before in solenoid test, so fingers crossed. The coin door is open though, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close the coin door and then hit the start button, I guess. What? Lower sails latch. Maybe I'm just supposed to, I'll hold the interlock button in and then hit the black diagnostic button. What? Lower sails latch doesn't work. Right slingshot works. Flasher, but 28, lower sails latch. It doesn't work. Why is that? That confuses me. Oh, look at that. There, it messed up. See how it didn't go down properly there? Okay, well, that is interesting. Very, very interesting. I wonder if maybe the transistor's gone bad for the latch, but how would that make any sense? Got me some figuring to do, I guess. See, that's why I never get too excited. Boo. Okay, well, I didn't really do a whole lot more since the last video. I did, I don't know, kind of the same stuff I did before, just checking diagnostics and whatnot. But for whatever reason, I haven't had an issue since. So I'm not sure if just the state of the game didn't reset itself, and that's why it had an issue. I don't really know, but I'm gonna give it one quick try here. I just went through the whole playfield and just kind of tightened all the posts, changed a bunch of rubbers, cleaned the playfield, rebuilt the shooter rod. Just kind of was going over a bunch of stuff. Sails destroyed, look at that. That's exactly the way the sails are supposed to look right now. So 2 more shots. Oh yeah, I messed with the jack switch because I didn't think it was registering consistently, and look at that, boom, right on cue. Seems to be much better now. Alright, 1 more shot to sink the ship. Uh-oh. Hey, we fluked it in. Now, let's see if it works. Look at that. It worked. So again, you can feel the excitement in my voice. Not. It's just because I know how pinball is. I don't trust it until I've played 100 games on it. So, for the moment, I'm content. Oh, you can't see anything, but look at that. See, everything seems to be good for now, so fingers crossed.